Hey, you guys, it's Life of Nikki Lee podcast. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing well and living your fullest every day. How you guys doing today? Happy Monday to you. Hope you're off to the start of a brand new week and getting things started. Tonight, we're going to talk about Telvin Osborne, also known as Telbo Rackins. Now, if you were watching the news last week, unfortunately, this young man, 30 years old, I believe he's from Georgia, he was shot and killed by his longtime girlfriend and mother of his children, Hannah Cobb. Now, this sparked a lot of online outrage for two reasons. Number one, his family is talking about, the police didn't do enough, and initially they didn't want to arrest Hannah, and they were saying it was white privilege. And then the second outrage was they went online on his social media and they found out that he made a lot of disparaging remarks about Black women. This was all online. He really said some horrible things, which I'm also going to post. Now, here's how I want to lay things out. First and foremost, me personally as a Black woman, I don't have an issue if a man has a preference for who he wants to date. You like who you like, right? You want what you want. And that's fine. Love on who loves on you. Date who you want to date. That's not an issue, as it shouldn't be for a lot of people. However, the issue comes into play when you are dating someone, let's say, of a different race, and then you start thinking it's okay to belittle or degrade your own people, Most times I think it's falsely projected on us that we get mad at Black men for dating outside of their race. That's not an issue because a lot of Black women date outside of their race as well. The only issue is when you date outside of your race and then you start saying these disparaging remarks about Black women. Like, be in love with the person who is in love with you. By all means, be happy, live and let love, right? But that doesn't mean that you have to shit on your own people. Because when you do that, it reeks of self-hatred, it reeks of misogyny, and it just gives all the wrong things. And listen, I will say this time and time again, people, hear me well. No matter where you go and what you do in your life, you have to be very mindful of your digital footprint, okay? Now, for those of you who have heard in the news also, this was like, I believe last year before last, there was also a Nigerian guy who was dating a white girl. Here's their picture. And this guy, he said so many hateful things about Black women. And then he ended up getting killed by his white girlfriend. And I'm telling you, not a single ounce of compassion or sympathy was given. Like, they flooded social media dragging this man in death. And it was sad and it's unfortunate, but he left his digital footprint. And unfortunately, it caused a lot of people to turn on him after he passed. But I will say this about his family. His family handled it the right way. This Nigerian guy's family, they handled it the right way. They basically said, hey, these were some immature comments that he made way back when. We don't condone this, but we're asking for help in getting justice for our loved one. They handled it the right way. They knew what the problem was, they addressed it, and justice was served. Old girl ended up getting arrested, and she's locked up right now. So that was a good thing because they handled it. They saw how to handle it. But Telvin's cousin, brother, whatever he calls himself, I believe it's his cousin. I think his name is Rocco the Don or whatever. He took to social media and he said this.
What is him? I fight for real. Y'all ain't talking about shit. My cousin said what he said 11 years ago. Why y'all just find the time to go down somebody's timeline? Goddamn. And the only bitches that mad is the black middle bitches. Goddamn. What you mad for? Y'all ain't gonna get no screen. What you mad for? And to that bitch, the realest, whatever, the whole that shared my post. Listen here, bitch, we ain't ask you to be no lawyer. We ain't ask you to be no doctor. We ain't ask you to be no preacher. Hell, we ain't even tell you to mind our business. That's the wrong with y'all black folk now. Y'all always telling somebody business. Damn right, my cousin said, goddamn, he'll fuck a white dog before he fuck a black bitch. And he meant that. Y'all ain't shit. Yeah. Ain't playing with boy. Boy, ain't playing with boy.
Now, you heard that foolishness, right? This is the exact reason why some people just need to stay offline. Again, we're talking about the digital footprint. You already know your cousin, God rest his soul, he said all these things, and then you're surprised or you feel some kind of way when you see all these comments online, people responding to this. This man said he would F a dog before he F'd a black woman. But it had to be a white dog. First of all, what the hell? What kind of mess is that? Like, who hurt you, baby? Who hurt you? Something happened for this man to feel the way he felt towards black women, because how do you feel this way towards black women and your mother is a black woman? Your grandma, your aunts. How do you feel this way? Like, by all means, if you like white women, non-black women, whatever, fine. But the ridiculous need to always degrade black women, and then you're so proud of yourself when you do it. Lo and behold, you end up getting taken out by the very thing you put on the pedestal. Now, it's been rumored that there was a fight when they came home. It was early. It was in the early hours of the morning. They were drunk, I guess, coming home from, being at a nightclub or whatever the case may be. And they were fighting over something like money or whatever the case may be. And these two had children together, which makes it even more sad because now these kids have lost their father and their mother. And it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. And hopefully they get to the bottom of things to find out what happened. But here's what I also want to say. And I'm not taking up for what Hannah did. But people make stuff, people like to make things look very one-sided on social media. They try to make it look like, like he was very open in sharing his affection for this woman online, but you don't know what was going on behind closed doors. He was probably physically abusing this woman. He could have, I'm going to say allegedly because I don't know. He could have been physically abusing this woman, financially abusing these women. Oftentimes you will see situations like that and everything looks so sweet online, like, oh, he's really in love with her. But there's a very condescending undertone to that, because me personally, I would not want to date someone who felt like it's, you're putting me on a pedestal because of how I look, but then you're belittling those who don't look like me. And there's something very deep-seated and malicious about that. I don't care what anyone says. I would not want to date someone who just wanted me basically for my looks. It's giving colorist, it's giving texturist, it's just giving self-hate all day long. And I don't care what anyone says. You can have a preference, but you can tell when someone has a deep-rooted self-hatred issue, because there is no other logical reason for you to feel the way that you feel about Black women unless there was something sinister going on that made you accumulate these feelings over the years. Like the stuff he was saying, it was an overkill. It really was. And it's unfortunate because this was someone's son. This was someone's, brother, cousin. He was a father. And now he's gone. And then you got ignorant relatives coming online saying hateful things. Do you really think justice is going to be served? And keep in mind now, it's rumored that Hannah's father is a cop. So maybe she'll get some jail time. Maybe she won't. It's all going to come out, because I'm telling you, initially she told the cops like she was, cleaning her gun or something like that, and it discharged, which I believe was a complete lie. But there was a reason that she had her gun, and maybe they fought. Something happened. Again, this is all alleged. But there was something that happened that made her take a firearm and go after the father of her children. It's sad. It's unfortunate, because we may never know the truth. He's gone now. Will he ever get justice? We don't know. But it's hard to get justice when you see a person's digital footprint and you see them as an aggressor or a disrespectful person, because that could very well feed into, well, maybe he was abusing Hannah, allegedly. You just never know. And this is why we need to be mindful of the message that we put out here, the presentation that we give of ourselves. We are human, we change, we grow. Life is about, elevating. But you must take your common sense with you. You must learn to have a moral compass in your life, because you don't want to leave up out of here and the last thing that somebody remembers of you is something hateful that you said. They were pulling up stuff that he said anywhere from 10, 11 years ago, all the way up until 2023, 2024, whatever the case may be. He may have changed. But the world will never get to see that side of him because he's gone. And it's unfortunate. Brothers, I'm going to need y'all to do better. And I'm saying that with love. So let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Do you think that Hannah will be brought to justice? What do you think may have transpired between these two? Leave your comments down below. This is Nikki Lee signing out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.